Hello to another episode of the Magnificent Seven. You know, we love to unpack these rumors.
Yeah.
And today we're diving deep into the iPhone 17.
Yeah, the iPhone 17.
Apple is super secretive, of course.
Tight-lipped as always.
But the leaks are already out there, so we're going to take a peek into what we might be seeing later this year.
Yeah, this is always fun, right? We get to kind of play detective and think about how these potential changes are going to impact you, the listener, and the tech landscape in general.
For sure. So let's get right to it. First things first, the release date.
Yeah.
Our sources are pointing to, pretty familiar territory, September 11th through the 13th, 2025.
Okay.
With pre-orders coming very soon after that.
Yeah.
Apple likes to stick to their schedule.
It's like clockwork with them. Yeah, their marketing strategies just build on that consistency.
Absolutely. But here's where things get interesting.
Okay.
We've got some buzz about an iPhone 17 Air that's rumored to be just 5.5 millimeters thick.
Wow.
That's thinner than a stack of credit cards.
Yeah, and it's got to make you wonder, right? Like, how is that even possible? What about the battery life? I mean, is this a case of style over substance?
Well, those are good questions.
Right.
I mean, wouldn't that make it feel super fragile?
Yeah, it's a tough balance to strike, right? Between design and functionality. I mean, I'm sure the battery's probably going to be smaller, but chipsets keep getting more and more efficient.
Right.
So that helps.
That's true.
And, you got to wonder if this super thin profile is Apple's answer to the rise of, foldable phones. Maybe they're trying to appeal to people who just want a device that, practically disappears in their pocket.
Makes sense. It's all about staying competitive.
Yay.
Right.
Right.
And speaking of design, we've also got some chatter about the Pro models. Potentially making a switch from stainless steel to aluminum.
Interesting.
So lighter, potentially cheaper, but maybe not as durable.
Yeah, that's always the trade-off, right?
Right.
I mean, it could be a win for people who find the Pro models a little bit on the heavy side.
Yeah.
And a lower price point would definitely open it up to a wider market.
For sure.
But, durability is still a big question mark.
Yeah.
Stainless steel is tough. There's no doubt about it, especially for those of us who are prone to, the occasional drop.
The Butterfingers out there.
Exactly.
It seems like kind of a gamble for Apple. They're going to have to weigh those factors carefully.
That's for sure.
But let's move on to what's at the heart of any smartphone cord. Performance.
Yes.
The iPhone 17 is expected to have that new A19 chip built on TSMC's 3-nanometer process.
Yeah.
This is not just like a minor upgrade.
Oh, no. This is cutting-edge stuff.
Right.
This 3-nanometer process is a total game changer.
Wow.
They're cramming more transistors onto the chip, which means a massive leap in processing power and energy efficiency.
So faster app launches, smoother gaming, longer battery life.
You got it.
All without sacrificing performance.
Exactly.
That's impressive.
It's pretty remarkable.
So are we talking noticeable difference in everyday use here?
Oh, absolutely. You're going to feel it.
And to handle all that power, we've got rumors of a vapor chamber cooling system. What is that? Break that down for us.
So picture this. A tiny little radiator inside your phone using liquid to spread and dissipate heat way more efficiently.
Wow.
So basically the phone stays cooler even when you're pushing it to the limit with, like demanding games or really any app that requires a lot of processing power.
Oh, so that's why my phone always feels like it's going to burn a hole in my pocket when I'm playing that game.
Exactly. And it could also mean faster charging times.
Oh, interesting. Okay, now let's talk about something that I know a lot of our listeners are going to be excited about, the camera.
Everybody loves a good camera upgrade, right?
Right. The rumors are flying about a 24-megapixel front-facing camera. For all models, that's a big jump from the current 12 megapixels.
It is a big jump.
What does that mean for selfie lovers and video callers out there?
Well, get ready for some super sharp selfies, that's for sure.
Awesome.
But it goes beyond that, too. We're talking potentially improved low-light performance and maybe even 4K video recording for, those important Zoom meetings or those FaceTime calls with family.
Oh, wow. I can already see people lining up for that upgrade.
For sure.
What about the rear cameras? Any juicy details there?
Well, the iPhone 17 Pro Max is rumored to have an upgraded 48-megapixel telephoto lens. Can you imagine capturing distant subjects with that level of detail?
Wow.
There's also talk about some serious video recording enhancements, maybe even higher resolution or frame rates. But we'll have to wait and see what the more concrete leaks say on that front.
Okay, so they're keeping us in suspense.
Apple loves to do that.
Well played, Apple. All right. There are a couple of other features that I want to pick your brain about.
Okay, shoot.
First, the iPhone 17 Air is said to be the first to feature Apple's own 5G modem, finally ditching Qualcomm.
Ah, yes, this is big.
Why is that so significant?
By designing their own 5G modem, Apple takes control, over both the hardware and the software integration.
So they're not relying on someone else's tech anymore.
Exactly. And that could lead to a more seamless user experience and potentially even better battery life, not to mention it gives them more leverage in the market.
Interesting. So it seems like Apple is, taking more and more control over that entire ecosystem.
Yeah, they want to own the whole experience from top to bottom.
What about Wi-Fi 7? That's supposed to be like a huge leap forward for speed and connectivity, right?
Oh, absolutely. Think blazing, fast speeds, lower latency, and better stability, even when you've got multiple devices connected.
Wow.
For people who rely on Wi-Fi, for work or for streaming, this could be a major selling point.
Yeah, for sure. So all these potential upgrades are sounding pretty tempting, but we can't ignore the big question, the price tag.
The elephant in the room.
Right.
Right.
There are rumors of a potential price increase across the entire iPhone 17 lineup.
Ouch.
My wallet's already hurting.
I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but there are a lot of factors at play here.
Like what?
Well, first of all, the rising cost of components, the global chip shortage, all the supply chain disruptions and, good old inflation, all of that has contributed to increased manufacturing expenses for pretty much all electronics and smartphones are no exception.
So it's not just Apple being greedy.
No, it's a sign of the times.
It's the state of the world right now.
Yeah, and we also have to factor in the cost of all this cutting-edge innovation, developing that A19 chip, the new camera system, integrating that in-house 5G modem. All of that requires a huge investment.
Research and development that's not cheap.
It's not cheap at all, but then there's also the Apple brand image. They position themselves as a premium brand, and that's reflected in their pricing.
Absolutely.
Apple isn't just selling a phone. They're selling an experience, a certain status. And for some consumers, that exclusivity is part of the allure.
So it's a delicate balancing act, right?
Yeah.
Offering the latest and greatest tech while maintaining that premium brand image and still appealing to a wide range of consumers.
Absolutely. It's a tough needle to thread.
So the question on everyone's mind is the iPhone 17 worth that rumored price tag? What do you think?
Well, that's a question that we're going to dig into a little bit deeper in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We're going to explore the value proposition of the iPhone 17 and help you weigh the pros and cons of upgrading.
Sounds good. We've covered a lot of ground already, from that ultra-thin design to the powerful A19 chip software whispers to that potential price hike. We've explored the rumors and we've analyzed the trends.
And in the next part, we're going to take a closer look at the software side of things with iOS 18 and really tackle that looming question of the price.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back to wrap up our iPhone 17 deep dive. Welcome back to our deep dive into the iPhone 17. We've unpacked all those hardware rumors, but now let's talk software. Let's shift gears and explore what iOS 18 might have in store for us. After all, this software really brings the hardware to life, right?
Yeah, it's like the soul of the device.
It is.
And with iOS 18 expected to launch alongside the iPhone 17, there's a lot to be excited about.
Definitely.
I mean, we don't have all the concrete details yet, but, we can make some educated guesses based on Apple's recent moves and what's happening in the industry.
Okay, spill the beans. What kind of software magic might iOS 18 bring to the table?
Well, one area that's ripe for innovation is artificial intelligence.
Oh.
We've seen Apple kind of dip their toes in the water with Siri and computational photography.
Right.
But with iOS 18, I think we could see a much deeper integration of AI across the entire operating system.
Deeper integration, you've got my attention. What could that look like for the average user?
Okay, so imagine a Siri that's not just reactive but proactive. Like it anticipates your needs before you even ask, or picture an AI-powered photo editor that elevates your images with just a tap. The possibilities are huge.
Okay, that sounds pretty amazing.
Right.
But AI, can be a bit of a buzzword these days. So how would these features actually, benefit me in my daily life?
Think about those times when you're, fumbling through your phone trying to find the right app or setting.
Happens all the time.
A more intuitive Siri could guide you seamlessly and save you a ton of time and frustration.
Right.
Or imagine being able to edit your photos to a professional quality. Without, any technical know-how, AI could make our iPhones even smarter and more user-friendly.
So it's about, making technology work for us, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Okay, now another area I'm personally excited about is augmented reality.
Yeah.
Apple has been investing heavily in AR, and iOS 18 can be the platform where it all comes together. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. AR has the potential to really transform how we interact with the world.
For sure.
And with iOS 18, we could see even more powerful ARKit tools for developers, and that would enable them to create even more immersive and engaging AR apps.
So what kind of like real world applications are we talking about here? Give me some examples.
Okay, imagine walking down the street and your iPhone instantly identifies landmarks, restaurant shops around you, and provides real-time information and directions, or picture trying on clothes virtually using your iPhone's camera, or seeing how furniture would look in your home before you buy it.
Wow, that's like taking online shopping to a whole new level.
Right.
But it's not just about shopping, right?
I
What
see.
about like education or entertainment?
Exactly. Imagine students exploring ancient Rome through interactive AR apps, or learning about the human body by, virtually dissecting a 3D model. The possibilities are truly endless.
Okay, you've officially blown my mind, but amidst all this talk about cutting-edge features, let's not forget about the basics. What about performance and battery life? Will iOS 18 make our iPhones faster and more efficient?
Well, performance and efficiency are always top priorities for Apple. With every iOS update, they optimize for smoother operation and longer battery life. So even if you don't upgrade to the iPhone 17, you'll still benefit from the enhancements of iOS 18.
That's good news for everyone. And of course, we can expect, the usual refinements to existing features, improved security, maybe even a few surprises along the way. Apple always likes to keep us guessing.
They do. They do. Now let's circle back to the iPhone 17 and address that elephant in the room, the
Yeah.
price. As we mentioned earlier, the rumors are suggesting a potential price increase.
That's causing a lot of chatter online. Some
Yeah.
people are saying, the upgrades justify the higher price, and others are hesitant to shell out even more for a smartphone. What's your take on this whole price debate?
It's a complex issue. There are valid arguments on both sides.
Right.
On the one hand, Apple is known for its premium pricing, especially for products that are packed with cutting-edge technology and innovative features like the iPhone 17 is expected to be.
But on the other hand, affordability is a major concern for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Smartphone prices have been steadily climbing, and not everyone can justify spending over $1,000 on a phone, no matter how amazing it is.
It's a tough decision. It really comes down to individual needs and priorities. If you value having the latest and greatest technology and you see your smartphone as an investment, the iPhone 17, even with a potential price increase, might be appealing to you.
Right, but if you're on a budget, or if your current phone still meets your needs, it might be wise to wait or explore other options.
Exactly. In the final part of our deep dive, we're going to break down that potential price increase, analyze the value proposition of the iPhone 17, and hopefully equip you with the knowledge to make an informed decision.
Sounds like a plan. We'll be back soon to wrap up our iPhone 17 deep dive. And we are back for the final part of our iPhone 17 deep dive.
The grand finale.
Indeed, we've scaled the heights of hardware, we've navigated the software terrain, and now we stand at the summit, the price.
Ah, yes, the price, the ever-present factor in our tech decisions.
So let's break it down for our listeners. What are the key factors potentially driving this rumored price hike?
Well, we can't ignore the global situation, right? Component costs are still on the rise thanks to those ongoing chip shortages, supply chain issues, and, good old inflation. It all adds up.
Right? Manufacturing isn't getting any cheaper.
Exactly. And smartphones are right there in the thick of it.
So it's not just Apple being Apple.
No, it's a reflection of the bigger picture, the economic reality we're all facing.
But we also have to consider the cost of innovation.
Absolutely. Developing those cutting-edge features like that rumored A19 chip, the new camera system, and especially bringing that 5G modem in-house, all of that requires a hefty investment from Apple.
True. You don't just stumble upon those advancements.
Not at all. It takes resources, time, brilliant minds.
And let's be real, Apple has always cultivated that premium brand image.
Oh, yeah, they're not shy about that.
They're not just selling a phone, they're selling an experience, an idea.
A status symbol for sure. And for a certain segment of the market, that exclusivity is a big part of the appeal.
It's a strategy that's worked for them, but it does leave us with this big question. Is the iPhone 17, even with that rumored price hike, actually worth it?
That, my friend, is the million-dollar question, and it's a question that only you, the listener, can answer. It all boils down to individual needs and priorities. If you're the kind of person who absolutely has to have the latest tech, the sleekest design, if you see your phone as an extension of yourself, then yeah, the iPhone 17 might very well be worth the splurge.
But for someone on a tighter budget, or someone who's perfectly content with their current phone,
it might make sense to wait it out or explore other options.
Exactly. It's about knowing yourself, knowing what you need and what you value.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the iPhone 17, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay.
Imagine holding that iPhone 17 in your hand. What's the one feature, the must-have, that makes it irresistible to you? What makes you say, yes, this is the one?
That's the question to ponder as we await the official unveiling.
It is. Because at the end of the day, the value of any technology lies in how it enhances your life, how it fits into your world.
Well said.
And until those official details drop, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the world of tech with us.
Until next time, stay curious.